चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखावतांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देव गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधान्य नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतुष्ये नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we are starting a new series, 3-session series, as our Ram Hari Prabhu told. Now, today is Healthify. So 3 days, body, mind, and soul. These 3 sessions are planned in such a manner. Now, before we go ahead, how to take care of health, as is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, we'll talk about why do we need to take care of our body. What is the purpose that we have received this body? And should we take care of this body, understanding body as mind or body as given by Krishna? In the battlefield of Kurukshetra, when Arjuna said, I will not fight this war, Krishna, because I see only inauspiciousness, so I will not fight. Arjuna wanted to fight this war earlier for himself. Now he does not want to fight in the war, and that also for himself, which Krishna will teach. You should not decide for yourself, you should see what I want. Similarly, whether taking care of body or ignoring the body, in both cases, we should know who's the owner of this body, who's the boss. If you apply for a job in any organization, you go for interview, you know who's the boss. Boss at the interview table, then you have your manager, then you have your branch head, your city head, regional head, then national head, then Asia Pacific head. So many heads are there. But then definitely there is one head, the boss of all the bosses, the chairman of the company. So you know this hierarchy. Even if you don't know anyone else, you should know your immediate manager and the owner of the company. Now, if I join a company for a job, definitely I will do what I am being told. The company will give me an or an office, a laptop, maybe a car, maybe a house. It's all given so that I work nicely in the job. I perform there. Similarly, I need to know who has given this body to me. Who is the owner of this body? And what is my responsibility towards keeping this body healthy? Otherwise, I'll ignore. So people who ignore their health for their own irresponsible behavior, that is why they have to pay the price for it. Or in the common words, they have to suffer for it. This life or next life. If you go and ask your parents that, have you given me this body? They can't say yes. Mother will not know how the child is growing in my womb. So it is very important to understand that who's the final owner. It is the Supreme Lord Krishna who has created this entire world. You can see here, it's Krishna. Then he creates so many different Vishnus. And here is Mahavishnu. And Mahavishnu creates many universes. Unlimited universes. You can see unlimited small balls, universes. And ultimately, who's the boss? Krishna, the cowherd boy. So then, if we know that Krishna is the creator of everything, and Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante ma buddha bhava samanvita. An intelligent man will know that I am the one from whom everything emanates. Everything. There is nothing outside the purview of Krishna's control. So that means my body, why only my body? Even my mother's body and my father's body is given by Krishna. So my body is given by Krishna. And that is clear. He is the boss. What is the purpose of this body? How many people in the world will really even think about what is the purpose of this body? Why we have been given this body? Is there any reason for it? People say, what is that song? Hindi, old song, है ना? दुनिया बनाने वाले क्या तेरे मन में समाई काहे को दुनिया बनाई. People ask, when they are in pain, they ask, why has God created everything? As if God has created everything and that is why there is pain. Indian government has many jails, prison houses all over India. When you go inside, it is not that government wants you to stay there. It is you who have broken the principles and you want to stay there. So the suffering which you are, facing inside the prison is not because of Indian government. It's because of your own faults. That we have to accept. So the pains we receive, it's our own karmic reaction. It has nothing to do with God. So people get frustrated sometimes. Otherwise, in normal life, nobody will ask. How many of us have actually asked even once in our life, why has Krishna given me this body? Is there any purpose? A dog cannot ask. A hawk cannot ask. Any bird cannot ask. Reptiles cannot ask. Only a human being can ask. Only humans have this sense which they can utilize and ask why Krishna has created this world, not in a negative way, but try to be inquisitive, inquire. The first aphorism, the first statement of Vedic literatures, the first from where the Vedic literature starts, Veda. Veda means knowledge. It says, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Athato means therefore. Therefore, Jigyasa means inquire. Brahma means spiritual. So, therefore, inquire about the spiritual science. Now, any book will not start from this word therefore. If anything starts from therefore, that means there is something behind the stage. What is that? Now you have received this human body, which is very, very rare. Durlabha manusha janma. This is very rare human body which you have received. Therefore, you must inquire about the spiritual science. It will talk about the Supreme Lord, about the soul, about the connection between the Supreme Lord and the soul. People in the world, so many. How many newspapers will be there in the world? Unlimited. So many newspapers. So much. It's all garbage. Next day, it's all garbage. At least I know in India, we use newspaper, we have different ways to use it. Otherwise, just junk. And because we are not inquiring in spiritual science, all these troublesome activities all over the world are happening. So we must inquire. So first question should be, why have I been given this body? What is the purpose? So we should ask. And then, who owns the body? Actually, Krishna is the owner and Krishna has given us. So now, I, as a soul, should ask to Krishna, what do you want me to do with this body? You ask. Do you want me to consume drugs, liquor, get into intoxications? Do you want me to eat meat? Do you want me to get into adventurous sports and risk the life? Do you want me to destroy this body? There are many destructions of this body. One, laziness. When you are lazy, your body becomes like a potato. They say couch potato. Then not sleeping on time, not waking up on time, makes this body very, conducive for the diseases. Or overwork, hard work, extremely hard work. If you have a nano car and your friend has a Ferrari, and both of you early morning 4 o'clock go to highway and say, let's go racing, then you doesn't seem to be very intelligent. A nano cannot race with Ferrari. Maybe in the market, yes, where vehicles don't move, so that's a separate thing. In the traffic, on the highway, early morning, roads are free, Ferrari will, it will go. Nano car, you can compete with the bicycle, sports bicycle. So this vehicle, this body has been given not for overwork. Then, consuming intoxicants or meat eating, it destroys the body. then so many diseases are coming because of these things. Then major destruction, like committing suicides. It's not your property. It's not even your father's property. Who gave you right to destroy the body by committing suicide? So then you suffer next life more. If I go with an iron rod in my hand and go to market, and there's a big showroom, it's 2-storied glass at the entrance, and I take the iron rod and break the glass, what will happen? I must pay the fine. Some of you might be working. So you go to company, and company gives you a car. What is the purpose of the car? So that you can commute from your house to office and office to house. There's a purpose. Not that you clean the car every day, but you don't take it to office. Then your HR manager will say, if you don't need a car, just give us back. Or then you put the car on rent. I go to office by taxi, or in auto, or in local train, or by walking, and my car, company's car, not my car, company's car, which is under my care for possession, I give it on rent. My younger brother is driving Ola using that car. Or I just, break the car. I break the windshields. So similarly, body has been given. There should be a purpose. I should inquire. Now, we'll come back to this question. Inquire about why the body has been given. Before that, how to take care of body. How to take care of body. Definitely all of you know nowadays people are trying to keep their body healthy. Everyone is health conscious. It's very amazing. On one side, we have become very health conscious. On the other side, there's a lot of pollution. There's a lot of intoxication. There's a lot of adventurous destruction to the body. There's lots of laziness. There's overwork. And then we say, oh, I need to take care of my body. I need to eat healthy. I need to eat what is good for my body. Oh, I have become very skinny. I need to eat something which will give me good fat, not the bad fat. I'm extremely overweight, obese, then I need to cut down. That's all you know. I'll not repeat. We'll see from a different angle, from the subtle angle, from the spiritual angle. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yukta ahara viharascha, Yukta chestasa karmasu. Yukta swapna bodhasya yoga bhavati dukkha. Dukkha means pain. He can easily conquer the pain who will practice yoga. How to practice yoga? Before that, what do you need? Yukta ahara viharasya. Your ahar, your vihar. Ahar means eating. Vihar means recreation and sleeping and work. Karmasu is work and swapnavabodhasya is sleep. So eating, sleeping, recreation and work. See what Krishna is talking now. Amazing. The Bhagavad Gita is amazing how Krishna is telling this. You should first take care of your body. And how? By proper eating. Eating means you should eat on time. What is happening with many people? Sometimes they have breakfast at 7 a.m. Sometimes they eat breakfast at like 11 a.m. Sometimes they eat breakfast like 4 p.m. So then body gets disturbed. So timing of food. Then quality of food. We'll discuss. Then quantity of food. These three have to be balanced. Then once you are set with your eating, then sleeping. Sleeping affects body, it affects intelligence. If you sleep less, your intelligence will not work. It will become dull, tired, exhausted. Even nowadays, the doctors are saying, just lie down. Because spinal cord needs some support, needs rest. Whole day people are just sitting or standing, then spinal cord gets bent. So that is where. So regarding sleep, one should sleep on time, wake up on time. Whose time? Not your time. What is that? Greenwich Mean Time. Not that time. We're talking about the local time and as prescribed in Ayurveda. The best time to sleep is between 9 to 10. Trust me, it is very difficult. But if you can bring that discipline, you will be healthy. For me also, sometimes because of the preaching program, it becomes 10:30. And the best time to wake up is between 3 or 4. Between 3 and 4. So sleep on time, wake up on time. 6 to 6.5 hours of sleep for a healthy body is good. Until unless you are sick, you are ill, and your body needs rest. Otherwise, this is sufficient. Nowadays, what happens, especially in the college and young days, people, they sleep at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It's a time to wake up, but they sleep at that time. That is why you see many youngsters from the age of 15 to 25, they actually destroy the body. But because body has that much of stamina, so it doesn't show up immediately. When you cross 35, when you cross 40, then it shows. Then you realize, oh, what have I done? And now it's too late. Any youngster you talk to, any youngster, they will not listen. They'll say, because they are on a mental trip, on an whatever they think right is they do. And then that's how the criminals are. Criminals will do whatever they think they are right, and they'll end up in the jail. So they're not taking care of the body. So sleeping, eating, then work. We'll come to recreation, then work. So it's not that Krishna is telling don't work. You have to work. You have to earn your bread and butter. You can't survive without that. Rather, Arjuna is telling, oh, I don't want to work. Krishna said, you foolish. How can you say you cannot work? You don't want to work. You must work. You have received this body. You have to work. Everyone in the material world works. Even small ants, these tiny ants, you just see early morning, around 5:36 these days, just before sunshine. There are many ants will just crawl out of their bedrooms. They come out, and they'll go in a queue. They'll start work. And by evening, they'll go back to their bunker. So then work must be there. The formula given for the body to take care is 8, 8, 8. 8 hours for your body, 6 hours of sleep, 2 hours of eating, bathing, taking care of other needs. 8 hours of work. And 8 hours is for spiritual practice. For spiritual practices. If you can live this life, you are the happiest person on this planet. You'll be so peaceful. Now, work has taken a toll. Instead of 8 hours, people are working 12 or 14 hours. So then there's no time. So if you work more, then you earn more. Then you earn more. What happens? You want to destroy. That means you want to just go freaky and do whatever you want. And then rest of the time you have to take care of your body. So there's absolutely no time for spiritual practice. Such a loss of human life. Such a great loss. So, if you work so much, even Bible says, if you work so much and you earn a lot of money, but you lose your soul, what is the profit you made? You are in loss. So work should be limited. And whatever money you are destined to get, the day you are born, it's already mentioned how much money you will make. I had to work hard, so hard like a hog, like a donkey. You're not donkeys, you're not hogs, you're human beings, supposed to be smart, intelligent, understand the purpose why this body is given. If company has given you a car, that means what? You fill in the gas and you drive. But no, you don't want to fill in the gas. And you want to just, drag the car to the office. By the time you reach office, you're sweating, entire clothes, especially in the humid weather like Bombay, like sweating. And security is like, that watchman is looking at you. What is this funny guy? He has a car, he should drive it. He's dragging the car. So if human body is given, we're supposed to be intelligent, we're supposed to be smart. So that is work. Then recreation. Recreation means you need some, some space. So some spiritual practice will give recreation. Sometimes just your mind needs some peace. So you can read something, especially when you read, spiritual books, which will actually force, it will force you to understand, to inquire. Gives you deeper realization. Then your mind, your intelligence, and your soul get satisfied. Because intelligence, the food for intelligence is knowledge. If you don't give knowledge, that spiritual knowledge to intelligence, your intelligence will be dull. It will become dull. And mind will be craving. Why? Because it is uncontrolled. It is intelligence who receives the knowledge, becomes powerful, and controls the mind. But now intelligence is weak, cannot control the mind. So mind is running in all the 360 directions. Not even 8 or 10. All 360 degrees just running. And then you are dissatisfied. Even after earning like millions and billions, you're still not. Mind is like, give me more, give me more, give me more. Mind is not pacified, mind is not satisfied. If your mind is not satisfied, I'm sorry to say, you're the most unfortunate living being in the universe. Anyone whose mind is not satisfied, most unfortunate living being. A lot of suffering. You may have good family, good wife, good children, good husband. You may have good money. You may have good followers. You may have everything. But if your mind is not satisfied, there's terrible internal pain, suffering. Everything you have, but mind is not satisfied. So Krishna talks a lot about satisfaction of mind in Bhagavad Gita, even in this 6th chapter where we are talking about this. So why Krishna is telling regulate your eating habits, your sleeping habits, your work habits, and your recreation habits? Because it will help us to balance the mind, which we will talk about next session when we'll talk more about mind. Right now we're focusing body. What is body mind index? Body influences the mind and mind influences the body. If you regulate the body, your mind will also be regulated. And then you need to engage the mind. That we'll see later. So, recreation. Once one interviewer asked Srila Prabhupada in America, Swamiji, you all people, I see always dancing, always chanting, kirtan, and praying, and reading, and cooking. Yeah, Prabhupada said ours is a kitchen religion. Cooking, so much prasad. You go to any ISKCON center, a lot of prasad being cooked. Where is the time? He's asking into Swamiji, when do you give time to your boys and girls for recreation? Because recreation is needed for people who are not devotees, because their mind, their intelligence, everything is like exhausted, so they need some time. And that is how people, now this rainy season has started. So you will see Saturday morning, lots of cars moving towards Lonavala from Bombay. And Sunday evening, and now it's the time when they'll come back. 5 days they'll work hard, and 2 days they need recreation. And if you tell them Monday is holiday, no. It's boring. Too much of recreation. It's boring. So both are required. Prabhupada said, we don't need recreation because our entire day, 24 hours, what we are doing is recreation. See, we are chanting. It's so much enjoyment to soul, to mind, to senses, to intelligence. We are dancing. We are eating, we are cooking. We are serving Krishna. So serving Krishna itself, 24 hours, is just recreation. The work is included in that, eating and sleeping. Everything is recreation. What else you want? Sometimes there are some people who get good job, like that means they like their job. So you see, they're so happy because, whatever they're doing in their job, they like it. I don't know whether it's consistent or not, or they like just for, I met, when I used to teach, long back, 18 years back. So there was a girl who used to be my student, and like class of 40, 50. So there was one girl also. And she said, I'm earning 1,25,000 per month. I said, then why are you here? And I want to do MBA. Why? What are you doing now? I'm an air hostess. So, enjoy. Huh? Fly in the whole world free. She said, no, it's boring. After 1 year, it's boring. There's no excitement. Because as humans, we are not supposed to stay, will not be very satisfied inside the water or in the air. We need land. So then that stability is required. So then so much of money you earn, but then job satisfaction is not there. Few years back, maybe a decade back, there was a survey all over the world. Sampling has been done. And they said 97% people all over the world are dissatisfied with their jobs. So job dissatisfaction rate is 97%. And that means the job satisfaction rate is 3%. No. These 3% of the people, they are confused whether they are happy or not happy. There are some people who are intelligent. There are some people who are dull. There are some people, okay. There are some people who are happy. There are some people who are not happy. And there is third category. They're confused. You go and ask them. Like you meet people, you ask them, how are you? And I'm okay. Everything well, all well? Yeah, all well. Then after 10 minutes you ask, is life good or you're facing some trouble? Yeah, maybe I'm facing some problem. Because he's confused. Most of the population of this world is confused. Whether they are happy or not happy, they don't know. You can see for yourself and you can see, people around you. They're confused whether they're happy or not happy. You go to hospital, serious patient, almost on the deathbed. Almost on the verge of dying. Can't talk, there are 50,000 tubes inserted in their body. You ask him, how are you? Chal raha hai. So are you happy or not? If you're dying, you should not be happy. Maybe some people are happy while dying, confused. So that is how body mind, because it's not regulated. If the bodily activities are not regulated, the mind will be very unsettling, and that irritates. So 97% people in the world are dissatisfied with their jobs, whereas 3% people are confused. So that is that. Then Krishna in 17th chapter, he talks about the food. Food in the mode of goodness, food in the mode of passion, food in the mode of ignorance. What is it? As it is said, you are what you eat. If people are eating too much of non-vegetarian food, they become angry, they become short-tempered. They're restless. Because when the animal is being chopped, being killed, cries, in fear. And when someone eats that food, that person also, that fear transfers, that stress transfers, that anxiety transfers, that sadness, that cries transfers. It transfers. If you drink milk, some people say, what is the difference between milk and blood? So in cow or in any animal, mammals, blood in the body transforms into milk. So a cow eats food that becomes blood, and eventually some part of the blood transforms into milk. So then someone, for the sake of argument, can say, and people say it, that why do bother about drinking milk? Let us drink the blood of the cow. Same thing. Yes, but no. If I give you a raw potato, you can't eat. If I give you raw rice or cereals or pulses, you can't eat. It will be transformed. So it is one, but it's not one. If a child, an infant baby, drinks mother's milk, not the blood, so it's not same. So if you drink milk, which is a mode of goodness, then you become more peaceful. You come into the mode of goodness. So there are food which are in three different modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. Krishna talks. So I'll just read it out. For those, food dear to those in mode of goodness. People who are in goodness, they eat food which is mode of goodness. So it attracts, same attract. It increases, what it does, it increases the duration of life. Duration of life is not fixed, by the way. It's the number of breaths which is fixed. So you are relaxed, then you can live longer. If you are agitated, then you live shorter. So when you eat food which is in mode of goodness, your duration of life increases. It purifies your existence. That means your consciousness. It gives strength, good health, happiness, and satisfaction. This happiness and satisfaction can only be attained when the food is in goodness. What kind of food? Juicy, fatty, wholesome, and pleasing to the heart. For those who are in mode of passion, what kind of food they like? Which is too bitter, which is too sour, too salty, hot, pungent, dry, burning, this bhaji, vada pav, mirchi bhaji, and then fried chilies, And then kacha chilies. I've seen people eating kacha chilies. Some people can eat like 2, 3 chilies they eat with the food. They'll eat rice, a lot of rice, especially you go towards the east side. People will eat a lot of rice and then chilies. So this is, and what will this food bring in our life? Distress, misery, and disease. Green chili is nothing but disease. Even red chili is worst. Red chili powder is worst. You should never use it. In the Vedic culture, for spices, to make it little, give that flavor or aroma, it's black pepper. There is no description of chilies, no red chili powder. Many things, not potato. Potato is not even Vedic, it's not even Indian. It all come from outside. It's all like a cow. There is cow. In US, you see the cows. That's Jersey. That's not even cow. Looks so ugly. I don't know what kind of milk people can get from that Jersey. It's a hybrid version. That's how they're playing with nature. Food prepared. Now, those who are in mode of ignorance, food prepared more than 3 hours. So unfortunate. People are earning so much. They do not have, they cannot have even good food. In the morning, they have to cook, they have to pack, and they have to keep some in the fridge. So that evening they can come, warm it up and eat. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, almost, at least lunch, dinner becomes very same. So that is tasteless, decomposed, putrid, and food consisting remnants, and like more into darkness, pushes you to darkness. So this is what Krishna is talking about food. And then he talks about, there's another category. So there is ignorance, there's food and passion, and goodness. And there is food dear to devotees of Krishna. That's called prasad. Whatever we eat, definitely we eat only vegetarian, what Krishna has prescribed for human beings, non-vegetarian food, even scientifically. Now it is said to get 1 kilo of meat, you need to give 50 kilos of grains. When the animals, like pigs and goats and other animals, they eat 50 kilos of grains, then their 1 kilo of weight increases. So 1 kilo of meat can give, can be sufficient. I don't know. Never eaten that in my life. Maybe 2, 3 people. But 50 kilos of grain, how many people can eat? Imagine. Animal has to eat. Animal does not need so much. Pushing everything inside their mouth so that their the muscles will grow. Then water, so much of water. So this, and if you see, our body is not meant to digest, because the pH level is neutral in our stomach. It's not acidic. If you see tiger and lion and all these carnivorous animals, their intestine, their stomach is highly acidic. So when they eat meat, they can quickly digest. For humans' body, it takes more than 36 hours to digest meat. And food, especially meat, which is lying down in your body for 36 hours. How many germs, how many diseases? It's just choked up. So that is how. So whatever Krishna has allowed, that we eat after offering to Krishna. So Krishna has given us. We cook, we offer it to Krishna. Then Krishna gives us that back as his Mahaprasad, which is not only increasing duration of life, all that, so satisfying, and nourishes the soul. Nourishes the soul. You know what you eat, that is how your mind becomes. That's why you are what you eat. It's mind, it's the personality. It's very important to take care of food. We're not saying don't eat healthy. You eat healthy, good vegetarian food. You don't need non-vegetarian food. So that is what. So what we discussed today is balance, regulate eating, sleeping, recreation, and work. We discussed about this. Then three different modes in food. And the first question was why this body has been given. So we'll come back to that question. This body has been given to us by Krishna. That is clear. Once I asked my mother, so did you know when I was inside your womb, did you know I'm a boy or a girl? She said, no. Did you know what will be my color of the skin? No. Did you know what will be the color of my eyes or hair? No. Did you know what will be my height? No. What did you know? Did you know how I was surviving inside the womb? How I was eating? And she said, no. So then that means it is Krishna who's taking care. It's Krishna who's giving me body. And she said, yes. So people know. Every mother will know. So Krishna has given us this body. Why? Krishna has created this entire material world. Why? To give opportunity to the souls like us who are stuck in this unhappiness, in this miserable material world, which is like a prison house. They get human body, they practice bhakti, and they go out. You see, we are living in one of these spheres. You see, big balls, small spheres. That's material universe. There are so many unlimited material universes. So we are stuck inside that universe. If we practice Krishna consciousness, we'll come out of that universe and pass through this and go and reach the place where Krishna is staying and play with him and dance with him and enjoy with him. No school, no tuitions, no taxes, no government, no nothing. Every day fun. That's what we are meant for. That's what the soul is meant for. But we were criminals, so we came to this material world. We were pushed to this material world because we did something wrong. So now Krishna is thinking, oh, I need to bring back my children. They're suffering. Okay, at least give them human body. So there are so many worms, germs, there's bacteria, virus, fungi, there are reptiles, there are aquatics, there are trees, there's plants, there are animals, the beasts. They cannot practice. They're suffering so much. They cannot practice. It's only humans who can practice Krishna consciousness. And we were also sometimes, in some lifetime, like animals or birds or plants or trees or whatever. Now, after a long time, we have received this body, this human body. Take care of human body because it is Krishna's property. So Arjuna was fighting or not fighting for himself. That's wrong. Krishna said, Arjuna, you fight for me. So this body is meant to serve Krishna. So take care of your health very nicely because it is Krishna's property, not our own property. When this body will be taken away at the time of death, you cannot hold it because our body does not belong to you. You travel in a flight, you take a ticket, you book a seat, and then you travel, so let's say from Bombay to Delhi. And Delhi airport, the flight lands, you are out. You have to leave that seat. No, I've paid 5,000 rupees. I have to be here for at least 500 hours. They'll kick you out. Similarly, the body will be taken away from us. So that means the body is not mine. So take care of this body as Krishna's property. Then after taking care, use this body in Krishna's service. Because it is Krishna's property, so use it in Krishna's service. And what will I gain? Oh, tremendous benefit, happiness, satisfaction. You go back to your original house. Right now, we are tenants in this world. Or we think this is my 1 BHK, this is my 2 BHK, this is my sea-facing bungalow, this is my, Haveli. We are all tenants. Our original homes, original houses are in Vaikuntha, in the spiritual world. We belong to that place, not to this material, miserable world. So take care of body, considering it as Krishna's property. Utilize the body in serving Krishna. What you gain is complete satisfaction. It's complete happiness. That's what we need. Hare Krishna. So any questions, if anyone has, we can take that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. So many things for us to take away, think over. So my question is, it's a daily dilemma I've had for the last 2 years since I kind of started walking this way. So prior to ISKCON, just to share for 1 minute, I was 5 years in an Ashtanga yoga school. So the basics of yama, niyamas, I trained there through a very, very authentic Gurukul, 5 years. So I was trained like this. First you do physical yoga, and that too Ashtanga is a very high pranic energy. So when we're talking about elements to take care of the body, in my experience, one thing also comes to me through my own experience and reference is physical yoga. But what happens with ISKCON is that if I prioritize this, I feel wrong that chanting should be done first because I'm prioritizing my own physical needs. Though the way we were taught, it was not monkey business. It's a very conscious practice. But I'm not able to manage both. So I just, for me, my physical health can never be complete without physical yoga. But I have heard from many people, like Prabhupada never encouraged this, and that it creates confusion in the long run. But obviously, it's my own conditioning that I need it. So I think it's just a reflection largely as to,
Okay.
I mean, somebody who's come from a yoga school has a slightly
inclination towards the yoga.
I think it's your own training because you've had an experience of a starting point, especially in chanting to sit to us, still body, still mind, because you've had a reference that if I do X, Y, Z, I can automatically, not 100%, but the starting point is better. I mean, this is what I'm trying to express.
Okay.
So I don't know. So every day is a new experiment between chanting and, I try to balance my thing. You can't compromise the rounds. But if I do physical first, I feel disapproval from Prabhupada because I'm creating a physical dependency. Because if you got the taste, then you don't need the physical exercise. So okay. I think I'm just sharing my very random confusion.
Good. I'm happy that you brought out this point so that I have opportunity to clarify.
Yeah.
It's a misunderstanding that Prabhupada discouraged yoga. It's a misunderstanding that Prabhupada said, don't take care of your body. When Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says 8 hours for body, 8 hours for soul, and 8 hours for your activities. Swastha, sadhana, and seva. The first thing is swastha. Srila Prabhupada in 1974, when he was not well, he was in London. So doctor came to see him, and then the doctor was talking to one devotee outside. Doctor said, come, I want to talk. And doctor said, this old man is praying too much.
Yeah, walking.
No exercise. And that day Prabhupada decided, and he was, determined, every day 1 hour of walk. So many of our senior devotees, they take care of body. If you see, you have to take care of your body. How can you otherwise serve Krishna? If your body is not healthy, how can you serve Krishna? I'll just lie down like a potato, like a vegetable. You can't sit at home. But I said, the consciousness to take care of body, that's why I said Arjuna's fighting war. Arjuna was fighting the war for himself and not fighting the war for himself. But then Krishna says, both are wrong. Fight for me. So you take care of your body for Krishna's service. Because considering your body as Krishna's property. It's not your property. So that should be mind. And some yoga, yoga or walking or cycling or swimming, whatever is needed, little bit of exercise is there.
Yes, let's take one.
We have heard that, all work, no play makes John a dull boy. Huh? But yes, the morning time. Now you see how Prabhupada is planned, where everything is taken care. Body, mind, intelligence, and soul. Morning we wake up, then we take care of, cleaning the body and all that. Then you come to Mangalarti. And Mangalarti you dance. So dancing is what?
Yeah,
It's
it is.
exercise.
Yeah, it is.
Why do we do yoga? Asan, yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar. There's a lot of vayu, vat in the pockets, which makes you dull. And, it creates pain, joints and all that. So you need to release them. So when you dance, it gets released a little bit. Then morning time is for soul. The time is for soul. So you chant Hare Krishna. And then again Guru Puja, again you dance for half an hour. Again you might sit for class. After that you eat, then you start working. If you're working, and what is happening nowadays, there's a lot of work which is being done with the mind. Like if you have to sit in front of computer and 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 you have to work. So then the posture, the body is not moving. Otherwise, if you see the farmers, if you see this ready walas, this thela walas, they sell sabji, they don't need exercise.
Yeah.
They're walking. You see the shopkeepers. You go to any grocer, these shopkeepers, they are going, climbing up and bringing whatever you need. They go down the table, whatever you need. And so they don't need, and that's why they are healthy. But the problem of health is with whom? Sitting people who are sitting and working in office, closed environment, only AC, no fresh air and no walking. They need to go to gym and exercise and yoga. If you see, otherwise, you ask any of the people, traditional business people or your farmers, or they don't need yoga because their body, their work lifestyle is designed in a way.
Sure.
For us, even like for me, I'm sitting 2 hours chanting, I'm sitting Bhagavatam 1 hour, and 6 hours I'm sitting, so then I'm giving classes. So that is what it has become. Sitting in a closed environment, in front of computer, it's like an IT job, but what to do? That's how the world is now. So we have to preach. So then I need some exercise. Because if that is not done, my spine will pain, my back will pain, my neck will get stuck. Already I have a frozen shoulder. So definitely I need a better body to serve Krishna in a better way. There's a misunderstanding that Prabhupada said, don't take care of the body, but not too much, and not thinking that body is yours. It's Krishna's property. And you take care. Like if you're working in a company, and company gives you car, you take care of the car. But not that you sleep in the car in the night, and then you like every day. Too much of pampering is not needed. Maybe there's the right word. Take care of body, not pamper your body too much.
True.
And then you practice. Only that morning, 5 to 7, give for chanting. And then rest day, you can do some exercise. After that, you can hear classes. It's all right. Go for cycling, swimming, whatever is needed. What yoga, best, you can do yoga. Is it okay?
Yes, sure. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any other question?
There is one question in chat box.
Okay, where is that question? Life is full of disappointments and unnecessary fears. How can I come out of this? Please. Yeah. Keep hearing. Next time we'll talk about fear, disappointments next, because of when we talk about dealing with mind. See, in short, chant Hare Krishna mantra, read Bhagavad Gita, hear the lectures, offer the food to Krishna before you eat. You do these 3-4 things, and you see how things will change in your life. You have to be consistent in chanting, reading, hearing, and associating with devotees and eating prasadam. Everything will change. Everything will change. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. So we would like to thank Prabhuji for enlightening us by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra once. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you.